Heartlings, HeartGamer26 here, and I am back with a brand new episode of AutoCraft. Yes, we are back, and if you guys don't know, as of this video, it has been 1 year on Season 6 of AutoCraft, so woohoo! Let's go, 1 year of AutoCraft for Season 6, woohoo! But yeah, if you saw the last episode, you know that we ended up kind of exploring a trial chamber and pretty much showing you a build that we ended up doing on stream and yeah, all that fun stuff. Well, I wanted to show something else off because in between the episodes we had we had a stream weekend and something happened. I got pranked while I was streaming. Yeah, I got pranked. I made a comment, I was making comments about how, Anki and Mr. Crank couldn't watch, and then they put the signs down of, oh, you can't pull a fast one on me, because I was gonna make a joke and try to be silly with the stream torch, but, Anki was like, nah, or me, Mr. Crank, and then, you know, they kept saying stuff, and I made the comment of, oh, I thought you guys were gonna fill my base with signs. So then they started filling my base with signs, you know. Okay, yeah, they filled up here, but if we continue on, you can see it here. They filled this up. Apparently there was 2 double chests of bamboo, so they have a lot of bamboo signs. If we come out here, there's more bamboo. Here. Oh, we have a wandering trader. There is a boat. There is signs everywhere. Let's actually do a flying. Yeah, you tell me about the signs. Yeah, they put down a lot of signs. It was, Anki, Mr. Crank, and Rosie who did all this while I was streaming, organizing resources for, another build that we're going to be doing. So that's going to be fun. And over here is a nice little heart, which I thought was cute. And they even put, like, police on some of them because, you know, it's the police caution tape. What's this? Oh, you saw the sign. Yep, everybody saw the sign. But yeah, this is the prank that they did. But I need to clean this up because with this being the 1 year anniversary of Season 6, I want to kind of do a bit of a tour. Got inspired by Bear's, one of Bear's recent video episodes of AutoCraft where she did a tour. So I want to do a tour of the progression that we've made in 1 year. So what we're going to do is head over to the starting base, or starting area, look at the my starter base, and while we do that, I'm going to clean this all up so we can come back here and get a good tour of the island. So yeah, I will see you guys there. And actually, before we head off to the starting area, I'm gonna ask the question of the week, pretty much. Question of the week: what is your favorite memory of Season 6 so far? Personally, I remember I enjoyed the bingo. The bingo was a lot of fun. Taking on doing pretty much the bastion and the nether fortress with the Tweeties and Keen. That was a lot of fun. Fighting the dragon, even though I did die and was kind of useless. Fighting the dragon on the Happy Gas, that one I think was a lot of fun as well. But there's so many things that happened. You know, the chicken games. We got a bunch of stream weekends that have happened. We've had at least the Nautilus update. You know, a lot of stuff. And speaking of that, we are actually updated to 26.2. Yeah, so we're updated to the Chaos Cubed update. However, I don't think we'll be experiencing that in this video. This is the tour. So anyway, you guys answer the question of the day and we will meet in the starting area. All right, so here we are. We're at our lovely starting area. We got the starting base. Where I built out my pre-starter, which was the tent, because if you guys don't know, you know, I'm doing the Animal Crossing theme. Hi, exclusive preview, hello. But I decided to do Animal Crossing themes, so we did the starting tent that you get. So yeah, come in here. It was very small. We have a bunch of resources. Our first diamonds from the Tweeties, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry if you can hear stuff outside. I have my window open, but yeah, this was the pre-starter area. You know, got my lovely Bear. Bear, you didn't need to pay me 3 diamond blocks for Ender. Okay. If I'm correct, that's from Bear. Bear, you didn't need to do that. Well, that was a nice surprise. Got my mailbox. This was for a transaction that me and, if I remember correctly, Geo did. This one was just, you know, our tickets for the gaming district, which I want to do and stuff. One of our first shops where I was selling all the different eggs, I spent so long trying to get the cool chicken so we could get all the different lovely eggs, you know. Speaking of eggs, if we come past here, come down to our lovely little makeshift garden, and in here is where I kept all my chickens, which, you know, probably are overflowing with eggs. We did our lovely, the magical chicken, redstone that left Bear speechless with how stupid it was. This was so stupid. Because of the chicken event, or chicken games, so we have that. I'm not going to go down it, but that's where my mining area is. So if we come back up here, this is where, I need to take this down, but this is where I was selling my honey, because I decided this season I was going to sell honey. Oh, hello, Chestnut. I miss you, buddy. We need to get you to the island. But we got Chestnut, and if we come in here, this was the bee, oh god, I have so much honey. This is where the bees were, and this is where I was doing a lot of my harvesting for my bee shop, and, you know, all manual, so I would spend hours here, you know, just chilling, waiting for all these hives to fill up with honey so we could collect it. And we've thankfully upgraded from there. And, you know, any gaps, I added glass so we could peek out. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Kind of tried to make this feel a little bit homey and, you know, lived in and everything. Built up our first part of our house. So built this up. We got our lovely couch, gas head. We got music, our TV. Got cookies. Our little elf on the shelf from Rosie. Got our food. If we come up here, we got Sir Grumbles a lot because he was the grumbly type of doggo. We got our bedroom, which has not much potions. That's really it. And then some of my old stuff, my armor, and some other tools that I have just in case. We got Bear hiding in the closet, which is a shame. Don't hide in the closet, Bear. But Bear's statue there, that's funny. Oh, and it's about nighttime, which is perfect. So I'm going to sleep quick, and we will continue the tour on. So now that we have slept, we can head out. So yeah, that's pretty much the area. You know, up here we got the Happy Ghast. I need to do a little bit more lighting up because I think there's some dark spots. But we got the ambience over here, got our bamboo. It's hidden, but we got a little area for the tunnel when we head down to the sewers that connected all of Warm Chicken Team together. And yeah, I like how this I like how this came along. It's adorable. It's cozy. I really enjoy it. I know I need to at least move exclusive preview over to the island, but that's a future project. Anyway, let's head off to the Nether so we can visit the Nether part that I worked on. And here we are at the Nether. This actually was our starting point. Yeah, over a year ago. Well, no, yeah, a year ago we started here in the Nether. We decided that was going to be the fun feature. We started in the Nether, give some focus, and ended up playing bingo until we could escape. Some of us played bingo, some of us were focusing on trying to get out of here. But yeah, that spawn, I think spawn's right here. But yeah, we spawned in the Nether and decided to make this our shopping district. So if we come along around here, one of my shops, kind of the only shop I'm running, I mean, the chicken shop is still there, but the main shop that I'm running, and I love this, the little funky, warped tree, but, my honey shop, which, you know, is now fully kind of stocked, not full stocked, but at least is selling everything that I want outside of possibly the hives, but that's about it. But yeah, we have the honey shop. We even have a ender chest for people, so I'm pretty proud of how this turned out. This was pretty much, the design was a stump where there was some honey, nether stump, so a warped stump where honey was spilling out of it, and I really do like it, and it was a cute design, and you know, It fits very well for the section that I was building in. And I really like it. It's kind of hard to tell it's a stump. Maybe I could make it a little bit taller. I don't know. It was an idea, and either way, I like how it looks. It's adorable, and it fits. It kind of blends and fits right into the area. So anyway, let's head up to where my tunnel is, so we can head back home. All right, so here is my tunnel. It is not finished, but the plan is this is supposed to be the transition that you would see when you're flying from your island to a friend's island. So there needs to be work. I want to add clouds, maybe some islands along the thing, but this is going to take a lot of concrete, which I haven't collected or paid for. So this is a work in progress, and eventually, hopefully, by the end of the season, this will be done. That's my guaranteed. Anyway, I guess now it is time to do the main island tour, so I will see you there. So now that we're through the nether part, you know, we would come through our nether portal and through the airport, as like if you've seen actual Animal Crossing, you know, you see them come from the plane and then they come through here. So that's the plan with the nether portal. And you come through here, and so we're at the airport. This is where people would come through and make their way around to the island. So ignoring the trees, we would start here. And as you can see, we have to our left right here, the Nook's Cranny. Very, very nice. There's nothing in any of the shops or the houses yet but eventually I would like to get to that. But yeah, have the Nook's Cranny. So, you know, have the thing so you can open up the gate and have a little bit of the stairs that you would see normally in the Animal Crossing. Now, for here, I actually did add things to it. Up here is a empty area that I probably might add more storage. Down here's kind of been my home and where I have my bees, my lovely bees that Spooky helped me make with the farm part make. Farm part make? I know English, but helped me with this part and getting it all set up so it's automated, and now I have a bunch of bees and a bunch of honey. Like if we look in here, I'm good on stuff. And this is my storage. As of right now, it is very manual. And I have some nether wart over there. And yeah, so this section is the honeycomb. That section is the honey. So yeah, this is the Nook's Cranny. I thought it'd be nice to have underneath the store that we have in Animal Crossing my farm for my store. So yeah, but coming from here, I need to do some outdoor stuff because there is a lot of, like, I did do a lot of outdoor decor that I will need to get to. But, yeah, next we have our lovely, like, town square, you could say. And I used the coral as my flowers to kind of give that bright color and kind of mix it up a little bit. Minecraft flowers are nice, but I think this works a lot better, especially since these are supposed to be pansies. But, you know, Minecraft only has one. And then we have places for people to sit. We have the beautiful water fountain in the middle, which I'm pretty proud of. I like how that turned out. And then I added some grass bushes and firefly bushes in some areas where torches are hidden, just to give it, like, it's not so flat, because without it is very flat. I realize that. It's very flat. So we come over here. And here is another shop. This is the Able Sisters, which again, eventually I will be adding armor stands to have like the lovely armor. So, because this is the clothing shop. And if we come over here, we do have a section for up here just to, you know, extra storage eventually, even though you really don't see that for Animal Crossing. This is my attempt at the dressing room. Unfortunately, can't really have down here, but I think it works. I love how the leaves turned out for the carpet, you know, the carpet phrase. I really like that. So if we come out here, back out here, yeah, you see a sign from the before. Speaking of the signs, actually, so we head towards back here. It took me nearly 50 minutes to clean everything up. It was that many signs, but yeah, it took that long. So we have this section, that section, and there's an empty spot over there. Those are going to be, we have 2 more houses I need to build, actually in the process of gathering materials for this house. And then we got a section dedicated to seasonal stuff that I will need to pretty much decide what I'm going to do here. But this is the communal crops. So we have over here like our wheat. When did that happen? I only got one seed. Oh, there we go. But we got communal crops. We got our sugarcane, our potatoes. We got carrots, pumpkins. Now, we do have beetroot because tomatoes don't exist in Minecraft. So, unfortunately, don't have that. But otherwise, I mean, I have a lot of crops here. This is where I gather my food and some of the stuff I need for building supplies. We come here, and this is the lovely residential center. Sorry if you can hear background, my window's open. But this is the residential center. This was actually the first build we did. And if we come in here, we have this little lovely area. We have Copper Golem right there, chilling, doing some work. I tried to recreate it the best I could right when I first started this. That was when shelves got introduced. So, of course, had to have fun with that. When we played bingo at the very beginning of the season, I was on the winning team. So, got day 1 bingo trophy, which I think is nice to display in the residential center. And if we come over here, I have to show this. This is the jukebox and the disc. So, you know, you could do your exercises. But for my birthday this year, Bear was really sweet and gave me a wonderful gift. So we're going to press it and you guys can hear it. I love that so much. I have to show it off every time that I talk about this. But yes, Bear was very nice and did the Animal Crossing theme song for me, which I am greatly, always appreciative of. It was a wonderful gift, and thank you again, Bear, for that. But if we come back here, we start off with the residential areas. So we got Shino's house. This was a pretty nice, fun build that I did. One of the first residential house. This was the first residential house that I built. And I like how it came out. I didn't add beds. Instead, I added wood, which actually, if we're still playing by the time the whatever the fall winter update is, I might switch the wood to the wool since we'll have slabs. Oh, I'll have to make a note of that because there are some changes that I want to do now that we've gotten more blocks. But I really like how her house turned out. I will need to add life in it, obviously, and add Shino. Got a little patch of flowers here. Got some patches of flowers over here. This one was left alone for a while, but this is supposed to be a bit of a stage for her. You know, play the music, and then she can come along and sing. This is all armor stand, or not all, but some armor stand work that I had fun on stream doing. Those are just, you know, end rods being the kickstand part, and then, you know, an andesite block to be the mic. So yeah, that's what her outdoorsy part is. So if we come along, not gonna really fly, plus I didn't grab any rockets. We come on to the next house, which is, I don't have a sign. Well, this is Tia's house. She knows a goat, like, I think it's supposed to be like a Japanese-based goat. I could be wrong. Tia is a elephant that's based off of a teacup. And here we have her little area, which is supposed to be like based off of a cafe. And I really like how the carpet turned out. I used lichen and the leaf litter to add the fray on it, and I really like how this turned out. It's cute. This is going to be something where I need to add like a hat or an outfit for her, and then, you know, got her refrigerator, her music, because she does have music. Yeah, it's been interesting trying to recreate things in Minecraft. And then we come out here. This is where she would have her tea set, which I'm going to need to set up, obviously. And then we got her lovely rose garden. This is supposed to be a rose garden, but, you know, I decided to add the coral instead, coral being kind of the flowers. But this is her garden because essentially it's supposed to be like, oh, she does the tea, so she grows roses to make rose tea and everything. So that's the story behind that. I tried to have it where each villager for the Animal Crossing for the Animal Crossing game had like a story to tell for their area. So next we meet Soleil, which, Soleil. So out here, because of how Soleil's house looked, I kind of wanted to make her, you know, rich and fancy. Now, that doesn't translate well to Minecraft because gold blocks can only be one type of thing. So I did go copper and kind of aged it, because the way the gold is in Animal Crossing, it's kind of an ancient gold. So I went with kind of the copper to give that ancient feel. And we have a little statue over here because she has a piece of art. That's the little statue. And I had fun with this. This is another armor stand. And then it's above a light to kind of give that glow. And he's so happy. I love him. I love that I was able to make him big enough to be seen because he was the normal size. And I'm like, you know what? Let's make him bigger. But let's head into Soleil's house because Soleil is kind of the reason that I'll admit, I had a bit of a crash out with Soleil's house. You'll see. Yeah, Soleil's house is very red. And there is blue. I really like the glazed terracotta. Glazed terracotta, if in the right situations, can look amazing. And I really like the blue glazed terracotta. It fits very well here and kind of gives a very nice pattern. And then, of course, we got a bed, which I probably will make more into wool and move away from the wood. It's just I was trying to do the wood, and I guess I will maybe move away from that to wool instead. And I really like the design of her flooring. These are just blast furnaces, which is kind of my first time really using something else like a utility block, like blast furnaces as a building block instead. I don't normally do that. So that was kind of a fun thing to do. But the reason I was crashing out a while back is the red walls. So it took me a long time to figure out what I was going to do because her house is very red. And it took me a while to figure out what I was going to do for her house. I went from like netherrack to nether bricks to red nether bricks to, let's see, I think I went concrete powder, the terracotta, mangrove, crimson, all this. I eventually went with the mangrove, and then they introduced the Chaos Cubed update with cinnabar blocks. So I kind of had a slight crash out because it's like I finally decided, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we're making this block, and I'm like, that would have been perfect for what I needed to do. So now that we're in the Chaos Cubed update, I'm hoping to find some cinnabar blocks and maybe bring them back and see if they can work. I really do hope that they work. I think they probably will. And I'm excited for that. So anyway, I think it's nighttime, so I'm gonna sleep and we will move on to the next house. All right, actually, before we move on to the next house, I gotta show off this part. So, oh, that's not good. Okay, I'm gonna have to light up over there. He's gonna die. Come on, die. Die already. Okay, I was a little worried. There's no other mobs here, right? Okay, any hoozle. This is a little area for picnic. This was supposed to be like behind the residential area, and this is like the picnic area where you can come along, have your lovely food, and sit down with your friends, have a wonderful picnic among the cherry blossoms, because that was the theme for this. And it was a bit of a struggle because we really don't have flat leaves, and I didn't want it to be flat, so I built up little mounds for the cherry blossoms. Had fun with the lamppost. Made that, kind of used armor stands again to make the banners small to give that little flag vibe to it. And same over here. So yeah, I had fun with this one. Also, to make it less flat, I did add patches of grass to kind of give it that vibe feel of, okay, yeah, it's definitely lively instead of flat, and kind of made a path because, people would come over here. So there's a bit of a path for that. It looks like people have been here and kind of a little more downtrodden. No, worn, I guess you could say. So there's that. If we come over here, we'll get to that house in a moment. This is the flower patch. And this is where I did put actually the vanilla Minecraft flowers, kind of give that, because for here it's pretty much, I wanted them to have area where they can smell the flowers, because I didn't really do a lot with flowers on my island compared to like my first island, which I had every single flower in Animal Crossing for my first island I ever did. This one, I just wanted a patch of lovely flowers, so I added everything, even the wither roses, so there is a bit of a danger, which it is what it is. Over there, we can't really see it, but over there's a bridge. I added the bridges because this is the main part of the island that I've been working on, and there is another section of the island. There's actually 2 sections. There's one back here, and then there's one over here. And the one over here has 2 more houses, the museum, the campsite, and my actual house. And then back here is 2 more houses and a pond and a bit of a path to get to the hidden beach. And then that is my goal after we get this done, is to eventually get to that. But we first got to finish this island, which we're getting very, very close. And actually, I want to talk about this. So I did some lamps here, and with Soleil, you can kind of see it. So Soleil's house originally had, at least these lamps had copper bulbs, because I was under the impression that if you did the daylight sensor on a copper bulb, it would do the light, it would turn it on, which I found out through chat that it's not true. It does not do that, so I switched them out to these wonderful redstone lamps, and now when it actually gets nighttime, they will turn on and off, and I wonder if I should update these. No, I think they're fine. But yeah, they'll turn on and off, and I really like that feature. So next, we're to the next house, which is Eric's. He is an elk, or yeah, I think he's a bit of an elk villager. Soleil was a hamster, kind of a fancy looking hamster. And then we have Eric, who is a elk, and we got a nice little flower patch right there. Here I went with a camping theme because in his house he has like a wintry ski theme, which was very hard to recreate, and I couldn't fully recreate it. But outdoors here I decided to make it a camping theme, and so we got, you know, some soup over the fire. We got barbecue over here. These are supposed to be animal tracks, but I think they still work out pretty nicely, so I'm okay with that. This one I think was kind of a bit of a disaster, because this is supposed to be a cot, and I think maybe once the wool slabs come in, maybe I could pull it off a bit better. But I tried, and you know, another lamp over here in a place for people to sit. So if we come over here, this is Eric's house, and he had kind of, like I said, a very wintry house. He had ice furniture. I can't really create it on the walls, but he had like people skiing. So I kind of went with the, what are they called? Polished diorite and the calcite blocks to kind of give a texture feel. And I think it turned out really nicely. And then I went, instead of actual ice, because, you know, I want lamps and I don't want it to melt, I went the warped wood. And I also went with, I think this is blue glass. Wrong pick. I think this is, what are you? Cyan glass. So I went with cyan to kind of give that icy blue vibe, and I probably will change this into wool again, like I said, because I think that'd be better now that we have slabs. I was kind of trying to do the same texture throughout the entire thing, but now that we have slabs coming up, I probably will change these to wool. And so yeah, this is kind of an icy area, and I really like how his turned out, and that's pretty much, nope, right there. We have this one. This one is the latest. You guys probably saw this in the last episode, but this is the little concert area. Now, I did copper golems thanks to an idea, if I remember correctly. Bear gave me this idea, and used copper golems because this is where the gyroids are supposed to be. Now, unfortunately, they don't move and sing. I'm not that great at redstone, so I can't do that fancy technical stuff. But these are little copper golems in different positions, and, you know, got them lit up because these are actually, if we walk, yeah, these are armor stands. Sorry to ruin the illusion, but to get them on the carpet, I had to use armor stands. And of course, behind here, I need to add a few things just to make it so it looks like a jukebox, bit better. But a little bit of a jukebox where we could pick grab the music, play it, and, you know, use our imaginations to make them dance. But yeah, I have really enjoyed doing this project so far. The houses have been fairly easy because the blueprints for the houses are pretty much the same. They're the same size, each one. I did, for a few of them, extend the entrance just a little bit. I think Soleil's is a good example of that one right here, because otherwise it was more flat. But I did extend it a little bit to give a little bit of a flair. But each house is the same size. Each lot is the same size. So it's been very easy. With this section, I had like the fancy stone walls, so I was able to do that for every single place that has housing. The section back there has bamboo, and the section over there I think has bamboo as well. If not, has a lattice fencing. So, but yeah, I really like how it turned out. It's been a little bit easy and hard at the same time, because Minecraft, you are limited on what resources you can use, what blocks you can use, and trying to recreate what I have in Animal Crossing to Minecraft has been a challenge, but I've really enjoyed it, and I'm excited. I'm proud of how far this has come. I mean, we're already a year in, and I'm nearly done with the main island, so that makes me so happy. I do need to terraform it. That is something I have been pushing off because I'm not big on terraforming. I can easily just grab a block, change it to a different block, and there's my terraforming. So that's going to be a struggle, but I'm hoping to do that. There is a few more things, like we have a couple more buildings to do. We got to figure out what I'm going to do for the seasonal section, and then over here, I do want to build a plane because I need that feel of the plane has landed and, you know, people have traveled. I want that feel. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do it, especially since I kind of want it to be where my happy guest, the lovely exclusive preview, will chill. Or if we don't bring him over here, where another happy guest will be, because then it'll give the vibes of, you know, the happy guest is the plane and everything. So it will be interesting to figure out. I haven't come up with a design. I've been doing the other stuff first, but there's still plenty of work to do just on the main part of the island. And then we got the different sections. I don't know if we'll get to that, but we'll see. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed a bit of a longer episode, but I really wanted to do a tour of what we have done, what we have accomplished so far in a year of AutoCraft, and I'm really happy. I'm so happy on how everything's progressed, even though I had some struggles here and there, and I'm still having some struggles trying to figure out how to incorporate what I have in Animal Crossing to what it is in Minecraft. But it's been a challenge. But it's been a fun challenge. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to answer the question of the day. What is your favorite memory of Season 6 so far? And we'll have a lovely discussion. But with that, I think that's going to be about it for today. I will see you guys in the next episode, whether it's AutoCraft or One Block. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, Heartlings, goodbye!